So it is time for the mid-year book freakout tag. I have not prepared any answers to this. I am doing this on the fly, so let's see what we end up with. The first question is the best book you've read so far this year. I think, as of right now, I'm going to say Brace for Impact by Gabe Montesanti, which is a memoir written by a roller derby skater. And it was the first memoir I've ever read, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I blew through it super quickly. The audiobook is narrated by the author, which was really fun. I really liked that. It also deals with a lot of topics outside of skating, like mental health and family difficulties and queerness and injuries and accepting yourself. It was a fantastic book. I loved it. Second question, best sequel you've read so far this year. Have I actually read any sequels that are not rereads? That is an interesting question that I do not currently know the answer to. Oh, I did really enjoy Finlay Donovan Knocks and Dead, which is the second book in the Finlay Donovan series. I did like that. And on a similar vein, I read the sequel to Dialé for Aunties and a Wedding, which I quite enjoyed also. Are they the best sequels I've read? I mean, if they're the only sequels I've read, it's possible. Oh, The Galaxy and the Ground Within by Becky Chambers. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. That's kind of a sequel. It's a companion book to the Wayfarers series. So it is kind of a series. It's probably that. I have actually read quite a few sequels. I think I'll say The Galaxy and the Ground Within. I do really love that series. New release you haven't read yet but want to. So many. So many. So many. Just because it's sat right next to me, I'm going to say The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon. I mean, I've got so many answers to this question, but this one is literally sat right next to me and I just got it yesterday, so... This one is The House in Cerulean Sea meets You've Got Mail, and it's a fantasy rom-com. Heart is a marshal tasked with patrolling the magical wilds of Tanria. It's an unforgiving job, and Heart's got nothing but time to ponder his loneliness. Mercy never has a moment to herself. She's been single-handedly keeping Birdsall and Son undertakers afloat in defiance of sullen jerks like Heart, who seem to have a gift for showing up right when her patience is thinnest. After yet another exasperating run-in with Mercy, Heart finds himself penning a letter addressed simply to a friend. Much to his surprise, an anonymous letter comes back in return, and a tentative friendship is born. If only Heart knew he's been bearing his soul to the person who infuriates him most, Mercy. As the dangers from Tanria grow closer, so do the unlikely pen pals, but can their blossoming romance survive the fated discovery that their correspondents are their worst nightmares each other? Which just, it sounds like such a fun mixture of fantasy and the whole hate to love romance trope, so I think it sounds cute. Most anticipated release for the second half of this year, I am going to say Stellar Loon, which is the next Keeper of the Lost Cities book by Shannon Messenger, but I am also, of course, super excited for The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. I just don't love Mistborn's Era 2 as much as I love the Keeper of the Lost City series, so that's why. But I am very excited for both. Biggest disappointment. Ooh, what was my biggest disappointment? Oh, Battle Royale. 100% Battle Royale. I don't know how I could forget that. That was just not what I wanted. I was hoping for The Hunger Games, but even more brutal, and what I got was The Hunger Games, but more brutal, but just so boring. Sad times. Biggest surprise, I think again I'd have to say Brace for Impact by Gabe Montesanti, because I've just never read a memoir before and I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. So I know it's a bit boring to use the same book for 2 questions, but it has been my best book and my most surprising book so far this year. So, new favourite author, debut or new to you? I don't know if I have one, to be honest. I did really enjoy The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, and I never read from her before. I really liked The Ninth Reign by Jen Williams, and I haven't read from her before. And I really enjoyed Neon Gods by Katie Roberts, and I haven't read from her before either, so let's go with those. Newest fictional crush. I skip this every year. I'm demisexual. I don't have crushes on anyone. New favourite character, or newest favourite character. Newest favourite character? Do I have a character that I am now obsessed with? No one is really jumping out at me. I could say Finley Donovan though. I find her really amusing. Book that made you cry. None. I don't really cry when I read. Book that made you happy. Book that made me happy. I mean, kind of all of them. I love reading, so reading makes me happy. But was there something... I mean, Catalyst was super cute by Sarah Beth Durst, so that kind of made me smile a lot, so let's say that. Most beautiful book you've bought this year? I have no idea. I have a lot of very pretty books. I literally just filmed a book haul that had some very pretty books in it. So, but you know what? Actually, my answer to this question is I did buy a leather-bound copy of Mistborn, The Final Empire, so that's the one. That is definitely the most beautiful book I have bought this year. And what books do you need to read before the end of the year? I never know how to answer this question, because the answer to this question is all of them. I am bulk filming currently, and as I mentioned, I just filmed a book haul and I have a giant stack of books right next to me. I want to read all of these. I want to read all of the ones on my TBR. I do not have enough hours in the day. I wish that I could be paid to just sit at home and read, or, you know, go out and read, or whatever. If I could just read my TBR as my job, I think I would be happy. I know people say you shouldn't turn your hobby into your job because you might not love it as much anymore. I don't care. I would still love it. So that is what I'm going to go with. And that was it. That was the mid-year book freakout tag. Very brief, not very well prepared, but I did it, so yay me. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks.